Hello friends, my name is Lecrium and today we're beating Nier Replicant in under hours. I finished Nier Automata 3 years ago and then bought Replicant a bit later during the winter sale, but never fully completed until today. I don't know why I didn't, I just never did. Maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as I did Automata, or maybe I didn't have enough time. No matter the reason, we're beating it today. I really appreciate you clicking on this video and giving it a chance. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Hello.
We start off the story with a book waking me up telling me to use it for power, but I don't want to do that. Books are scary and filled with too many words. Shadow-looking things then appeared and I had to defend myself. Even though I only had a steel pipe, I was able to beat them up pretty easily. My sister then called out and I went to check on her. She looked very sick. I reassured her that it's gonna be okay and to not touch the evil book. The next wave started, so I had to once again defend us. This time, I was overwhelmed and was about to be defeated. I sucked up my pride and used the book for power. I didn't want to, but I had to for my sister's sake. Defeating the monsters became incredibly easy afterwards. A bigger sized monster appeared and not even he could stop me. I attacked him with ranged attacks until I was able to finish him off.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
We get back inside to make sure Yona is okay, but then a kind of disease starts crawling up her skin. It was like a cursed spell or something. It turned out she tried to use a book as well, but instead of getting powers, she got cursed instead. I tried calling out for help, but nobody within a 5-mile radius could hear me. We then time skip to 1,412 years later. Yes, you heard me correctly. 1,412 years later. The funny thing is, our key players here looks like they haven't aged a single day. Not surprisingly, I was confused out of my mind. 1,412 years later? What? How old are these kids? At least 1,412. Why are they still kids? I then forgot I was confused and was more fascinated by something else. I can double jump now. I also found out my sick sister can teleport.
Yona!
How'd she get up here?
ダメじゃないか。
We find out through my character, or otherwise known as Nier, that the world is dying and population is falling at a high rate. Disease and plague runs rampant. The monsters are called shades and they roam the world commonly, threatening everybody's livelihood. But our main protagonist's only goal is to make sure Yona and himself are safe. Our first mission at the moment is to hunt down sheeps for mutton. Popola is the one that gave us the mission. She's kind of like the head of the village, making sure everything is safe and organized. On the way back, I encountered some shades just outside the village, but I took them out easily. I returned to the client to deliver the goods and buy some medical herbs as well, instructed by Popola. I went back to her to update, and the day ended there. Day 2's mission was about clearing some shades near a bridge for the carpenter. I wasn't having the greatest time that day. Oh, okay. Don't worry though, I understood it afterwards. Look at that. Come on, one more time. Come on, dude. We perfected it. You need to make the mistakes to know how to not make it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I report back to Popola and returned home. I was ready to tell my sister about how my day went, but she wasn't there. I went to ask Popola if she had an idea where Yona went, and she told me that Yona asked her about a flower named the Lunar Tear. I told Yona about the flower the day before, saying it could probably cure her illness and make us rich if we were to get our hands on one. It looks like she believed it and wants to find it. Popola said she told Yona it could be found at the Lost Shrine, so we set off to check. On my way there, I find Yona's ribbon on the floor, so it confirms she's headed to the Lost Shrine. What I don't understand here is why did these two guards standing by the door let a sick girl wander out alone? Like, how does that even make sense? Everybody knows about us and our situation too, so they 100% know she's not well.
You're fired!
But anyway, I traveled to the Lost Shrine, which looks like a giant coliseum. Fought my way through waves of enemies here and there until I reached the very top. I entered a room up here and found my sister trapped behind a seal with a book in the middle. An endless wave of small shades started appearing. I defeated as many as I could, but I was getting nowhere with it, so I decided to attack the seal instead. After breaking the seal, the book started talking to me and telling me to use it for help. I had no choice but to oblige due to the endless wave. Thanks to the book's power, I was able to complete the wave. We weren't done yet, however, and I had another surprise waiting for me. The two robots were very tanky. They attacked you at the same time in the beginning of the fight, but then changed to taking turns after a bit. One of them would cover themselves in a kind of protection spell, while the other fought. I did my very best to parry as much as I could while damaging them as much as possible. The one good thing about this fight is that they're very slow, which made reacting to the attacks very easy. Oh wait, he's gonna charge! Once their health reaches a certain number, the finishing circle will pop up and you can do the required amount of damage to either end the first phase of the fight or finish them off. We're all taking it! Oh! Extremely close. During the second phase of the fight, they incorporate more magic into their attacks. The swing of their axe will be accompanied with fire, and they can launch long-range attacks via summoning spikes from the ground. The first robot that went down was the blue one. Oh, that's a big one. Oh, he's gone. Keeping consistent with my parries, the other follows soon. Boss done. Hey! I rescued my sister and took her to safety. The curse spell appeared on her once more and I didn't know what to do. I brought her home to rest. I need to cure my sister of the illness, but what can I do? I don't even know where to start, so I went to ask Popola. I ran into Popola's twin sister Devila and talked to her for a bit. She recognized the book and was singing about him like an ancient song. Apparently the song had been passed down for generations in the village, so the book is kind of like a myth that came to life. I went to Popola and she explained more about it. The legend goes as such. There was once a black book named Grimoire Noir that brought calamity upon the world. The white book named Grimoire Weiss will then appear to stop the calamity with his sealed verses. Popola said a sealed verse is kind of like a magic spell. I then had an idea. We can use the sealed verses to cure Yona. If he can stop the end of the world, surely he can cure a little cursed spell, or as Weiss said, the Black Scrawl. The problem here on is locating Noir and to figure out how to utilize sealed verses. We have no clue on where it is, but there is one thing Weiss knows, and that's the shades and the verses are connected. If that's the case, I'll just have to defeat as many shades as possible. Popola's worried about me, but she informed me about a village beyond the bridge named the Airy, and the shades are gathering there for some reason. She don't know why, but it doesn't matter. That's the next destination we need to get to. Upon arriving to the village, I was surprised to find out the entire village is on the side of mountains connected by bridges. Popola advised me to find the chief of the village, so that's exactly what I did. He wasn't too happy to see us, so I left him alone. Most of the villagers don't like outsiders as well, it seems. I proceed to leave, but then encounter a lunar tear sitting in an empty camp.
その花に触るな。あの女の人、下着しかつけてないよ。
たわけが、もっと他に見るべき場所があろう。
I was so confused as to why this woman in her underwear is attacking me out of nowhere, or if she is even a woman at all. She didn't give me any time to think, however, and I had to defend myself. She had very quick attacks, but it wasn't something I would lose to.
やったか？ Just like the robots before, she's also using magic in her next phase. You will recognize the magic she's using if you ever watch JJK. What was that? That was Gojo's blue! Yeah, but besides that, there's no difference from the first phase. Oh, that's a huge shade. Ew, what are those under his neck, bro? Ew. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. With the big shade appearing, we teamed up to fight him without hesitation. This fight consists of dodging red magic balls and then damaging his hand whenever you get the chance to. That's the summary for most of, if not all, the boss fights in this game. Dodging red magic balls and then damaging them. Super simple stuff. Oh, that's a rude way to save me. You gotta push me. You don't have to kick me. Come on. Oh, she just stuck. Oh, never mind. After going through a battle together, I learned more about her. Her name is Kaine, and she's half shade, half human. She warned me that the shade we just fought is for her to slay. I didn't challenge her on that and went back home. I went to check on Yona right away, and it looks like the black scrawl has gotten even worse. I went to Popola asking for a medicine that can ease Yona's pain, and she told me about a shaman fish that contains a chemical in its liver that can dull even the strongest pain located in a seafront town. I set off right away. My first thought arriving is that this is a very big town, way bigger than my village. I searched around for a bit until I encountered an old man near the water. I told him about my situation and he gave me an extra fishing rod he had. He also pointed me to the beach side, telling me the shaman fish can be caught there. I caught the fish and was ready to head back, but an old lady stopped me. She asked me to help retrieve her mail from the post office. It wasn't much out of the way, so I helped. The postman also had a letter for Popola, so he gave it to me to deliver to her. I was gonna see her anyway, so I agreed to it. I gave the old lady her mail and went on my way. I fed Yona the dulling medicine and she felt a lot better afterwards. I went to deliver the mail to Popola next. She said the letter is from the mayor of Seafront, the town we were just in. He said a horde of shades have appeared in Aerie and they need help defeating it. I want to help, but my weapons are so worn out by this point. There's no blacksmith to help me fix it or upgrade it, so it won't be useful even if I join the fight. Popola said there's a blacksmith that can help me actually. There's a shop at the entrance of Junk Heap beyond the big broken bridge. It seemed like a good plan to check it out, so I went. Inside the shop, I met two kids and they told me they can strengthen my weapon. I just need to get them the materials for it. They also said their mom went inside the mine and haven't came back yet. I had a bad feeling about that, but I told them I would look for her as well as the materials. I went into the mine battling through tasing robots. I got the material and went back up to them. They asked me about their mother, but I told them I haven't seen her. The little one started crying, so I decided to help them look for her. They gave me an activation code to go deeper in the mine because their mother usually gathers materials from that section. I went back in deeper this time, fighting even more tasing robots and as well as some more new ones like flying robots on a minecart. Threw some bombs too, before finally making it to another boss fight. Is that Bumblebee? Bumblebee from the Nier universe fights by shooting lasers from his fingers in phase 1, and then do the same thing with his mouth in phase 2. Use range attacks in phase 1, and then throw bombs into his mouth in phase 2. Let's go! Wasn't really a challenge at all. More like tedious auto movement. But we got it done. I found the mother just up ahead with another male, both dead on the ground. That could only mean one thing. I made my way back up to the shop and decided to tell them the truth. It's hard to hear, but they deserve to know what happened to their mother. The younger one got mad, but the older one acted brave for the sake of his little brother. He cried after the little one left. I couldn't blame him. No one could. It's not easy hearing your mother abandon you and having to act brave for someone else when it's affecting you the exact same way. In the end, they thanked me for helping them and promised to be brave and strong for each other. I'm glad they have each other, just like how Yona and I have each other through this cruel world. With my weapons upgraded, I went right towards the area to help out against the shades. Kaine was already there fighting, so I joined up with her and we fought together. We first took out the ones at our camp. We then made our way to the village and the giant shade we fought earlier made it back. Oh, big boy's back. Gotta kill him this time. The fight is basically the same as the first time we fought him. Jump when he slams his hand, and then deal as much damage as possible till he falls. One new thing we did learn during this fight about Kaine is that she has a really foul mouth. Okay.
今なんて言ったの？貴様をこらがして蹴っ飛ばしてやるよ。
Jesus, okay.
品がないにも程がある。
We ended first phase by using Dark Punch, sending him into the mountain. He jumped onto another platform afterwards. We got over there and started the process once more. Did the same thing until he was low enough for this to happen. We're gonna rip his arm off. This shade is super tough, so we're gonna have to proceed to round 3. I told Kaine to wait in the upper platform and I'll drive him over. She went ahead to catch him and I went into the platform he's on to use Dark Punch another time. That drove him right into Kaine to ambush him. I made my way over to join her and this time, we finish him off for good. But before that, the shade tried hypnotizing Kaine and acting like her grandmother. Here's what Kaine had to say about that.
話はそれだけか。
何言ってるんだいかいね、おばあちゃんは。
話が終わったんなら、その臭い口でもう二度と喋れないように。粉々に刻んでやるって言ってんだ。この
Jesus.
やろう。
Jesus, okay. Clearly, it didn't work, and I used the final Dark Punch to slam it into the ground. With the shade defeated, Kaine wanted to give up living since that was her only reason to keep going. I told her that's stupid. If she needs a reason to live, then the reason should be helping us since we're literally friends now. Well, I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. Why said it all?
まったく、ご託の多い女ほど扱いづらいものはない。我らに復讐を手伝わせておいて、終わったらさよならか。たわけが、あるほど俊敏に戦うくせに頭の方は点で回らぬようだな。仲間のために死ぬことこそ剣士の本望なのであろう。
仲間？
仲間？そうだよ。僕たちもう仲間だよ。
別に我はそういう意味で言ったわけでは。
じゃあどういう意味で言ったの？
それは。
カイネ、僕たちと一緒に戦ってくれる？
バカ者、単刀直入すぎるぞ。ここはもっと段取りというか手順というかなんというか言葉を尽くして交渉に当たるのが由緒正しき。我を物のように呼ぶでない。我が名は白の書、深淵なる英知の。
では白。
だからなぜ略すのだ。
貴様の言う通りかもしれないな。復讐以外の自分。
一緒に来てくれるよね。
この剣の使い道がわかるまでは。そうすることにしよう。
I'm glad Kaine decided to join our party. I informed her about my sister's situation and she told me about a desert kingdom and how the king also had the same disease. She said it's possible they might have figured out a cure, so I made that our next stop. We sprinted over there as fast as possible, but the gate to Facade is sealed tight. Weiss and I weren't sure on how to get in, but then suddenly Kaine just walked up and the two guards recognized her right away. It turns out Kaine rescued a kid from a pack of wolves a while back and they welcomed her into the kingdom ever since. Good thing we convinced her to join us, or this could have been a much longer process. I ran to the king's mansion, but I wasn't permitted to enter, so I went back to the entrance. A young girl tripped and I helped her pick up what she dropped. She decided to thank us by guiding us all over town. The people in this kingdom don't speak the same language we speak, but she was able to communicate through sign language, and Wise can translate it. While she was guiding us, she informed us about the importance of rules in this kingdom. She also casually dropped the news of Rule 124,046 was passed earlier this month. That is an absurd amount of rules to follow, let alone remember. We ended the tour talking to the advisor of the prince, but he said the prince is unavailable at the moment, so we went back to Kaine. We learned that the little girl Kaine rescued was the same one that guided us. Her name is Fyra. Fyra is a strong young lady because a couple of guards ran near us to announce the prince is missing in a temple, but due to contradicting rules, they can't enter the temple to save the prince. Fyra, without hesitation, decided to go rescue the king. The guards warned her about it before I realized that I could go save the prince. I'm not part of the village, so I won't be breaking any rules. I also need to speak with him as well about the Black Scroll, so I don't really have a choice either. Getting to the temple was a toughie, however. We had to walk through a desert storm while being attacked by wolves. Fyra is defenseless, so Kaine and I had to protect her. I don't mind it at all, but Wise, please shut your mouth.
家から離れるでないぞ。待て。あの小さいのを置いていく気か。家から離れるでないぞ。
Thank the Lord it wasn't a long journey because I was ready to tear out all of his pages if he said something about protecting Fyra one more time. This is where it gets even more annoying though. Fyra doesn't go into the temple with us. No, she's going back home the exact same way she came from. So the blizzard and the wolves, she's doing all of that alone. What? Whatever. Anyway, we go inside the temple and it turns out the entire village, or at least 80% of it, is filled with puzzle rooms. All of them have some kind of rule or rules that prohibits a certain action via the vague phrase they give you. For example, this room had the phrase leaping rabbit, so jumping would fail the puzzle and put you right back to the start of it. The end goal is to destroy the glowing red outline cube on the other side of the room without taking any damage and also following the rule. Once the room is completed, another will open. I just completed it one after another. There was a room towards the beginning of the temple where I did meet the prince though.
Raid! 下おれ
坊主、どこから来た？
ウグだとあ、サントと大神カイラムであるご。
王子ってこんな子供だったんだ。
スーツキタトスケッチレイジ
Yeah, what just happened? That man just got abducted. Literally just got abducted. Were you able to get a clear view of what happened? Don't worry, it happens again to Kaine. Oh no, what's going on?
くそ
She getting mad?
やってられるかこんなの
カイネ
Oh, now she got abducted. She broke the rule.
なんだこの話せ話しやがれこのクソったね
追いかける相手がもう一人増えたぞ。
They won't be gone for long. I beat a couple more puzzle rooms and I arrived to the boss fight.
これって
見るからに怪しい広間だな。ムベなるかな。
あれ
That's the prince! Get him down! There isn't much to talk about in this fight. The main objective is to shoot the 4 cubes glowing red in the last row while dodging projectiles. Once you get all 4, the next row will drop down and you repeat. I did that for all 4 rows before the boss arranged itself into a human-like form, and then I have to shoot the end of his fist whenever he attacks. Kaine broke free of the alien control to join us in his phase.
カイネ全部まとめてぐしゃぐしゃにしてやるそこを動くな
He needs some milk!
The final form it takes to finish the fight is a bit underwhelming to say the least. It becomes a square outline and I had to take out the corners when it turns red. It's basically the first phase again. I also had to take out 4 of them just like the first phase. Overall, it was just an okay fight. It turns out the prince went into the dungeon to retrieve the royal mask. He has to step up and become king due to his father's passing from the Black Scroll, and he believes he needed the mask to project a strong image to the people outside of the village. Pretty strong kid, or king I should say. But back to our original objective, the cure to the Black Scrawl. The newly king advised us that no matter what they try, they were not able to cure the last king, so this mission was a failure, and collecting the sealed verses will be the only way to save Yona. Unsure of what to do, I went back home for now to check on my sister. It looks like she misses me and wants me to stay, so I did just that. I needed a bit of rest anyway. What the heck was that? Maybe I've been working too hard, but that was a weird dream. I'm talking about sealed verses in my sleep now? Crazy. Something else also seemed to be really important. Forest of Myth? Oh, whatever. I shouldn't care so much about it. It's just a dream.
へえ、
男の子とね、
どんなゲーム？
言葉を当てっこする。
言葉を。
男の子が何を言っているかをとても難しかったよ。
Whoa! We are playing the same game!
その子は。
Okay, what? Yona had the same dream as well? I gotta look more into this then. I went to ask Popola about this right away. She looked troubled at first, so I asked her what's wrong, and she showed me a letter from the mayor in the Forest of Myth. The letter states they're also having dream problems. This is getting too weird. I told her I'll go and check it out. I got over there and the mayor looked so out of it while talking about what had happened. The more I talked to him, the more I got out of it. As in, I was so confused that I didn't even understand what all of this dialogue was about. That clip was 20 seconds. The speed of it was increased by 2,000. I tried to read as much as I could, but I was just so confused and got super bored with it that I forgot what it was even about in the first place. I'm not even sure I understood it at all to begin with. We got a still verse out of it though, and the mayor seems to be fine afterwards, so I guess, yay, we did it! Back to Popola to report again. She's glad we were able to help the mayor, if you can call it that, but she has another issue to be taken care of. She wants to fix the canal so we can access more locations, but the scheduled worker haven't shown up for days, so she wants us to check up on him. She marked his house as the seafront on our map, and we went over there right away. It turns out the man's wife is missing and he's been looking for her. I told him I'll help him out. I went around town asking for clues until I was notified she was last seen leaving town. I went out and fought some shades until I found her red bag. This bag was given to her by the man for their anniversary. This was not a good sign. I went back to him to inform. Just as we were fearing the worst, his wife came out of nowhere. She said she only went to visit her parents for a bit. The man seems to have forgotten, and they started arguing right in front of me. I waited there for a whole hour, just waiting for them to finish, in which they made up by the end anyways. I told him my original reason for being there, and he said he'll work on it right away, so I got right out of there as soon as I could. I told Popola about the situation and that the guy is going to fix the canal very soon. I went home to see my sister, and she told me she wants me to go and help her friend. I'm down to help her friend. It's probably something really quick from one of the children in the village. But then she hits me with the friend is a pen pal that lives in a creepy mansion outside the village. What? I could have been mad at first because she shouldn't be contacting strangers, and one especially from the creepy mansion, no less. But I ended up agreeing to help anyway. Kenny and I were greeted by the butler and we went inside. The atmosphere of this place is not somewhere I would call welcoming. The butler made us wait in the dining hall. After a while with nobody showing up, I decided to look around the place. I ended up in this giant hall with 3 big paintings hung up, and everything was so creepy here. I went back to the dining room after going on my adventure, and Kaine was gone. Not knowing what to do, I ventured even deeper into the mansion until I heard someone yelling for help. Whoa. Who's screaming? I had to cross the giant hall again, and the picture seems to have gotten more disturbing, I guess. Shades started to appear as well, so I had to take care of them. I kept on searching until I found a young man playing the piano in one of the rooms all the way in the back of the mansion.
20歳前の男の子一人。
How? Hold on, bro. How? How you? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me, bro. You the police? Is you the FBI?
I thought he could see through the blindfold, or it's a fake one at first, but he learned all of that just by hearing my footsteps. This kid is insane, and in a good way. His name is Emil, and he's the master of this mansion. I asked him about the letters, but he said he has no idea what I'm talking about. He told me anything he looks at gets turned into stone, and that's why he's wearing a blindfold. Because of that, he couldn't be writing any letters. He advised me to talk to his butler and gave me a key that can open every door in the mansion. I took him up on that offer and went to the butler. When I first got in the room, the butler acted strange and almost like a robot of some sort. Emil came in and he acted normal again. Here we find out the butler's the one writing letters to Yona. He had no ill intentions writing those letters, and he just wanted us to come and help Emil see again. He told us the cure for Emil's eyes are in the mansion, but gate-kept by a shade that needs defeating. Feeling bad for Emil, I decided to help. Emil also went along to assist us because he can defeat some of the shades with his eyes. We fought all the ones along the way until we got to the room with the cure. But instead of a cure, we found another boss fight. The boss this time is a book that flies around, making us chase it down like Tom and Jerry. Projectiles won't work on it either, so that's the only option. Near the end of the fight, the book covers itself with a barrier that Emil and I couldn't break through. Luckily, Kaine made it just in time to use her half-shade powers to shatter it. Thanks to Kaine's help, we took it down within minutes. After the book exploded, I caught a report about the petrification research. It's written in some kind of code, so we thought we went through all of that for nothing. The butler, revealed to be named Sebastian, appeared and said he will decipher no matter what. We left it to him and was ready to be on our way. Before that, however, Kaine had a few things to say to Emil.
エミール、覚えておけ。
カイネさん。
これは罪ではない。これ自体に罪はない。大事なお前自身だ。決して忘れるな。呪われた武器。復讐が終わった今、もう必要のないものだと思っていた。そして私自身も終わりだと思っていた。この腕も私もまだ生きる意味があるように、お前にも未来があるはずだ。
カイネさ
ん。だがもし私のこの体が
I also collected the last seal verse from the book fight as well, so it's time to complete the quest and curing my sister. I checked up on her when I got home and she seems to be getting much more worse than before, so I went to Popolo for some medicine. She said she needed more materials for that from the southern gate, so I rushed over there as fast as I could. After I collected what I need, I found Emil lying on the floor in the entrance of the gate. I rushed him to the Popola and he said something that would change the course of our lives from here on.
この圧力早
来たぞ。
外だ。
It looks like the Shades are breaking into the village for an attack. I was confident in defeating them all, but I wanted to make sure my sister is safe, so I asked Devila to take care of her. A lot of lives were ending by the second, but I was fighting as hard as I could. Just as I thought we were gonna make it through, this abomination showed up. It's terrifying, and honestly I have no idea if taking this thing down is even possible. I attacked it with as much power as I could, but it seems to be getting me nowhere. It chased me down as I attacked until Kaine finally showed up. Once again, we barely defeated the monster with Kaine's help. With the abomination down, we rushed into the library to finish the rest of the Shades off. Even Emil came down to help out. It looks like we were able to overcome this crisis. I'm so glad.
魔物が入ってこないように
あやつ、頭だけになってもまだ生きておるぞ。
What the heck are we fighting here? Is this some sort of cat with 9 lives or something? It just won't die no matter how many times we beat it. We then thought, if we can't defeat it, then we need to trap it inside the basement of the library. I successfully knocked him down there after a bit, and I just needed to get the key to Kai.
そんな
お前、何やつ？
This right here is the Shadow Lord. He is in fact the leader of the Shades, I guess. It's complicated, and I'll try to explain it as much as I could later. But this is also where we meet Grimoire Noir. Wise and Noir had a conversation in another dimension of some sort, and apparently, Wise have a higher purpose and he needs to join the Shadow Lord alongside Noir to complete it. Wise almost gave in to temptation until Kaine yelled at him, and Emil pleading with him too.
かい。
遊ぼう。肝心な時にわけわかんねえこと言ってんじゃねえ。ロクスポ役に立たないんだったら薪代わりに暖炉にぶち込んで本気で燃やすぞ、このクズ神。お前のその口は私たちに嫌味を言うためにあったのだろう。お前のその頭は私たちへの説教でいっぱいだったはずだろう。仲間を忘れて魔王がどうだのこうだのと眠たいこと言いやがって、ふざけてんじゃねえぞ。
いいです、僕のこと忘れたって構いません。でも僕は忘れませんから。何があったって忘れない。シロさんがシロさんであることは僕が覚えてます。だからどこまでも追いかけて思い出させてあげます。戻ってきてください、シロさん。
Not to mention me. I wasn't going to let my friend go that easily.
僕たちは
うるさいぞ。しろしろと気安く呼ぶな。我が名は白の書だ。
シロさん。
シロ。
カイネ、お前はどさくさに紛れて役立たずだのクズ神だの言いたい放題であったな。小僧、また会えたな。
シロ、大丈夫なの？
その質問そっくりそのままお前に返そう。
まさか我らは二つあって初めて一つになる存在のはず。
知るか。我はお前ではない。我は我だ。そして我には仲間がいる。
シロさん。
頼りなく我がかけたくらいで動揺する。
シロ。
誠に遺憾な奴らであるが我の仲間だ。我はこやつらと共に戦う、そう決めたのだ。
シロ。
With that, it's time to fight Noir and the Shadow Lord. The fight is the same as the other book fight. You chase him down until you beat him. Unfortunately, we were not able to win this time.
シロ。
バカな。
Not only did we lose the fight, we lost our sister. And sadly, I wish I could say that was the end of the loss, but we still had the tadpole in the basement to worry about. There's no way to lock him down there, and even if we do, he'll break out of it one day, so Kaine came up with a devastating plan. She wants Emil to petrify her in order to seal the door. With no other choice, Emil complied.
カイネ。
もう泣くな、エミール。負けるな、強くなれ。シロ。
さよならは言わぬぞ、下着女。なんせお前は不死身だからな。
ああ、そうだな。
I thought to myself at this moment, no, it isn't fair. All I wanted to do was save my sister, and not only did I end up losing her, I lost a dear friend as well. I vowed to get stronger, and one day, I will get them both back. I swear to it.
必ず。
断するでないぞ。言うまでもなかったな。
5 years have passed, and all I've been doing all this time was hunting shades while looking for clues that will lead me to the Shadow Lord. I've gotten stronger, way stronger, and this time, I will defeat the Shadow Lord for sure once I find out where he is. As per usual, I went to Popola looking for jobs to fight shades, but today she received a letter from Emil regarding a way to free Kaine. I sprinted right over to help with whatever he needed, and we found this basement facility underneath the mansion. We fought our way through until we got to the room with the ultimate weapon. After seeing the weapon, Emil remembered what he is. He's also a weapon named number 7, created in order to petrify number 6, the monster or weapon pinned to the wall. Both Emil and the monster used to be human, but scientists experimented on them with magic until they became what they are today. In order for Emil to free Kaine, he must combine with number 6. He did just that, and advised us to kill him if he gets out of control. However, Emil is still our friend no matter what he is, so we fought the weapon until we were able to drag Emil back. He might have gotten a new form, but he's still Emil to us. We won't abandon him just because of something like that. We got back to the library again to free Kaine. Of course, if we free Kaine, we'll have to fight the tadpole once more. It wasn't even a challenge, however. With how much stronger I have gotten, the difficulty was no different than a regular shade. With the party back together, we were ready to face the Shadow Lord once more. Popola said the canal is finally fixed up for travel, and the Lost Shrine should provide a clue on where the Shadow Lord is, so we headed right there next. Once we got there, we fought some more shades until we got to the top. Our path led us right back to where Wise and I first met. Funny enough, we fought the same boss once more. He wasn't even a challenge, but he did caught Kaine off guard.
Kaine!
But remember, Kaine is half shade, so she survived it, and we even had to snap her out of it when her shade part took control. After she came back to us, I went to collect a piece of a fragment near the end of the hall. I have no idea what this is, so we'll have to ask Popola once again. When I showed the fragment to Popola, she told me it's some kind of key that can open the Shadow Lord's castle. She also said there's 4 more pieces that we need to collect before we have the full key. I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but basically each key is related to an area we've been through before, and we have to revisit them in order to fight a boss, to collect another fragment until we get the whole key. I got the memory tree fragment from the Forest of Myth after going through a bunch of text again, the Law of Robotics key fragment after defeating a robot all the way below the Dungeon of Mines, the Sacrifice key fragment after defeating a giant ass eyeball in the Aerie, and finally the Loyal Cerberus key fragment after defeating a wolf shade outside of the Facade. With the whole key completed, we went back to the Lost Shrine, rode the elevator, and met with two familiar faces that I was not expecting at all. Huh? Devola? Popola? Popola? What's going on?
ランチラーを
デボルさん。
村にここは入ったところで。
いかにし
俺たち。
そうか、仕方ない。君とは戦いたくなかったよ。本当に戦いたくなかった。
Here I am, already filled with anger with the Shadow Lord for taking Yona, and now Popola and Devola wants to stop me? I don't know why they're doing this, and I don't even want to fight them. Yona and I had no parents, so in a way they are our parents, but now we have to fight? I don't want to, but if they get in the way of me rescuing Yona, then they leave me no choice. During the fight, they're calling Wise a traitor and also taking away his power, claiming that it's theirs and he only have a small portion of it. That doesn't matter to me, however. This hatred won't lose so easily. We defeated them and they went deeper into the castle, telling me it's time to face the truth about myself. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I wasn't going to let them get away so easily. We made our way to where they are, fighting countless shades in the ballroom inside. We even had to have the King of Facade lend us a hand fighting one of the mini-boss. After we encounter Popola and Devola, they open up Wise's memory. The truth then comes out about the world. We're not human. Not Emil, not Kaine, Popola, Devola, not even me. Humans do exist, but they live as shades? And we're just mere shells or replicants created by them. Without giving me a second to process what they just told me, they attacked. They gave me no choice, so I defeated Devola first, and then Popola got so angry that she conjured up a spell that would take us all out. There didn't seem to be a way for us to survive this time, but then Emil said he will be fine and not to worry. I was glad he had a plan until he separated from us and held on to the attack from Popola by himself. I didn't want to go. I didn't want him to sacrifice himself for us. I begged and begged him to stop, but it was too late. Emil made up his decision and went through with it. Devastated by losing Emil, I lost all strength to continue. Kaine snapped me out of it. I can't let Emil's sacrifice go to waste. I must honor him by going through with this. I charged straight through to the Shadow Lord's room right after until I met with the man himself.
何もかも終わらせてやる。
This is it. I trained every day for the last 5 years for this moment. There's no way I'm going to fail here. I first took out Nier before going for the Lord himself. It was no challenge at all. I had him down and was about to finish him before Yona got up.
お兄ちゃん。
ヨナ。
やめよう、お兄ちゃん。ヨナ、もういいの。他の人の体いらない、欲しくない。この体の中にはもう別の女の子がいるよ。ずっと泣いてるの。お兄ちゃんに会いたいって。
ヨナが魔物に。
この女の子もお兄ちゃんが大好きみたい。ヨナと一緒だよ。会えないのかわいそう。あなたがお兄ちゃん。
そうだよ。一緒に帰ろう。
ごめんね。ごめんね。お兄ちゃん、ごめんね。ごめんね。お兄ちゃん、大好き。
今だ。妹についていた魔物は消えた。
After the fake Yona sacrificed herself for the real Yona, the Shadow Lord powered up and was much more stronger than before. It didn't seem like we had a good chance here until Wise also sacrificed himself.
しばし待たれよ。
大丈夫か。
心配無用と言いたいとこだがな。
シロ。
いったったったった。どこかのバカ者に乗せられて無茶をしすぎたようだ。戦う骨董品は世の中にそうあるまい。
シロ、ごめんごめん、俺。
おい、真に受けるな。冗談だ。
だって
さあ、突っ立ってないでそこをどけ。我には最後の大任があるのだ。
何する気だ。
あやつの動きを止める。そしてその後はお前に任せた。 この先はお前一人の戦いだ。しっかり頑張るのだぞ。
嫌だ俺はまだ素人
まったく我はお前のそういう単純なところが好きであった。楽しかったな。お前といると本当に楽しかった。しかしここでお別れだ。
シロ。
そうそう、一つ言い忘れておった。
何？
シロというな、本当は結構気に入っていたのだぞ。
シロ、知ってた。
生意気なやつめ。
Wise held the Shadow Lord down, and we ran up to finish the job.
ヨナの様子は？そんな。
大丈夫だ。
シロ、どこにいる？
探しても無駄だ。故に今のうちに言っておく。ヨナは恐れるな。諦め。
どうやって？
ヨナの思い出せ。
俺たちの。
大丈夫。
ヨナの好きな食べ物は？それはクッキーだよ。ヨナの好きな本の題名は？それはね、ヨナの好きなそれはヨナの好きなそのお花は、じゃあね、ヨナが一番。お兄ちゃん。
ヨナ。
これヨナの体。
そうだよ、お前だけの体だ。
お兄ちゃん大きくなってる。大人の人みたい。
ああ、あれから少し時間が経ったんだ。
ヨナはずっと眠っていたの？
ああ、
物語のお姫様になったみたいね。
ヨナ、よかった。本当によかった。
お兄ちゃん。
カイネ。
妹と仲良く平和に暮らす。
カイネはどうするんだ？
私は
もしよかったら俺たちと。
遠慮しておこう。私にはまだ片付けなければいけない問題があるからな。
問題？
個人的なことだ。では元気でな。
カイネ。
お兄ちゃん見て。きれい。光を見たいって誰かがずっと叫んでた。 られたね。ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。光がいっぱい。
ああ、そうだね。
And that's the story of Nier Replicant. Well, for ending A at least. A lot of people say you must finish ending E to fully experience or finish the game, but I'm satisfied with how it ended here. Maybe one day I'll complete the other endings, but this is it for now. I said I'll try to explain some of the more confusing parts, like why there are a 1000 plus year time skip and how your character is looking the same even afterwards. Well, if you don't know by now, then it's probably because I didn't do a good job editing this, but the reason as to why is because the kid in the prologue from the convenience store is the Shadow Lord, our original self. In fact, he is the only one that's not a mind-numbing zombie shade, and that's why he is the Shadow Lord instead of just being another shade. Also, the Black Scroll is a disease the Replicant, aka Yona, and the MC gets whenever their shade dies. So in like a couple of years, the MC is probably gonna die from the Black Scroll as well. Yeah, pretty sad stuff. If you have made it this far, I hope you enjoyed it. I put a lot of work into editing this video, even though it seemed kinda bleh. But I'm not gonna ask you for likes and stuff, because if you wanted to, you probably already did. Anyways, until next time, have a good one.